show where we look at WWE, NXT, Ring of Honor, New Japan Pro Wrestling, Impact Wrestling, soon to be All Elite Wrestling, and man, if I'm able to watch it, I'm going to try and do a video on it, alright? We'll kick things off with Shane McMahon, Stephanie McMahon, Daniel Bryan, and Eric Rowan already in the ring. Or I guess not Eric anymore, just Rowan. Daniel Bryan sits there the entire time and doesn't say a word, but he says so much with his facial expressions and like just the looks in his eyes and that of everything transpiring around him for this entire 15-20 minute long segment. It just goes to show that, you know, Daniel Bryan is a genius and can do pretty much anything. I mean, he is the one helping getting Kofi Kingston over because he is playing such a great heel. I mean, if he wasn't playing the heel that he was, I argue that Kofi wouldn't be getting the reception that he's getting. I'm not saying he wouldn't be getting one. He absolutely would be. I'm just saying he wouldn't be as loud as it was if it wasn't for Daniel Bryan's portrayal as this heel character, which he is absolutely phenomenal at. Shane and Stephanie are hyping up Kofi. Crowd goes nuts for Kofi. He comes down, talks about how he's waited for this moment for so long, and just as he's about to put the pen to paper, Vince McMahon's music hits, and maybe it's just me, but I'm starting to get the idea that they're planting seeds for a future storyline involving Vince possibly stepping down. I could be wrong. They could just need that heel authority figure, or feel like they need that heel authority figure. But honestly, this whole segment was just really weird for me because Vince McMahon brings out Kevin Owens to replace Kofi Kingston in the WWE Championship match against Daniel Bryan in Fastlane. And it's like, and I could tell the fans in attendance were confused as well, because when this happened, they didn't know whether to boo for Kofi getting stripped of this title opportunity, or if they should cheer for the return of Kevin Owens. And it was like, it wasn't a terrible segment. It was just confusing. It was like WWE's kind of ruining Kevin Owens' return. They could have had this big return set up for him, a big surprise return or whatever at Fastlane. But for whatever reason, they're going with this, and I don't at all think the match between Owens and Bryan is going to be bad. Not at all. I just don't like how they brought Kevin Owens back like this, you know, to seemingly be the heel that took Kofi Kingston's position, but yet he's not acting quite like a heel, at least not on this episode. So we go to commercial, we come back, and Kevin Owens is talking to Shane and Steph, saying, hey, you know, I understand why Kofi's upset. I would be too. That's why I want to team up with him tonight to take on Daniel Bryan and Rowan. So that's obviously going to be our main event for tonight. And I'm going to give this segment, I'm going to go ahead and give this segment a 5. Like I said, it wasn't bad. I just didn't like how they brought Kevin Owens back. I feel like that kind of ruined something big that they could have done for him. Then we got the Bar taking on the return of the Hardy Boys. That's right, Matt Hardy is not retired. He's here on Smackdown teaming up with his brother Jeff to pick up the victory against Sheamus and Cesaro in a fairly decent match. I even liked on commentary how they kind of mentioned the rivalry that they had 2 years ago when the Hardys returned at WrestleMania 33. I'm going to give this match a 7 because, you know, it wasn't a bad match. Got Matt Hardy back. We got a Hardy Boy reunion. It's pretty cool. Hey, I'm a huge Hardy Boy fan. I grew up in the Attitude Era. I came up through the Attitude Era. Hardy Boys was my favorite tag team. Backstage, we see Lana going up to Ricochet and Aleister Black, telling Ricochet that he's nothing special and Aleister that he is just ordinary. This is obviously leading into the match that they have later on against Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura. I'm giving this a 3 because they keep burying the NXT veterans, you know, Shinsuke and Rusev. I mean, it's obvious from this segment that Aleister and Ricochet were going to win. Spoiler alert, they win. I just don't like how they keep burying the NXT veterans, like the Revival on Monday Night Raw, and now Shinsuke and Rusev. Then we get a nice little video package of the Honky Tonk Man and him being inducted into the 2019 Hall of Fame, which is actually pretty interesting because I just saw a video of the Honky Tonk Man a few years ago in an interview, saying how the Hall of Fame means absolutely jack shit. And yeah, go look it up on YouTube. It was just recently posted. It's pretty funny, actually. Yeah, I'm not giving this rating. Anything related to a Hall of Fame, I'm not going to give any ratings. I'm just going to maybe give a little mention to it and move on. R-Truth's Open Challenge, which is answered by Andrade, but then again answered by Rey Mysterio, who it not only interrupts Andrade's entrance, but sprints to the ring and beats Andrade to the ring to accept the challenge. Well, R-Truth channels his inner John Cena and decides to take on both opponents in a triple threat match. And this actually was a good match. I mean, obviously Rey Mysterio and Andrade they have great chemistry. They're going to have a great match no matter what. And throw R-Truth in there. Hey, R-Truth can still go for, being, I think he's almost 50, or maybe he's 50. So yeah, Truth can still go. He totally kept up with Andrade and Rey. And at one point, it was pretty cool. Truth had Andrade on his shoulders, and Rey Mysterio did a springboard Hurricane Rana and off of Truth's shoulders to Andrade, which was really awesome. Sure enough, Truth does retain the title by rolling up Rey, who just laughs about it. I like Rey's reaction. He looks at Truth and he laughs about it, and he's like, "Okay, you got me," because Rey just delivered the 619 to Andrade and almost had the match won. So yeah, that was pretty cool. That was a good match and very, very entertaining. I'm giving this an 8. Then we get Charlotte Flair coming out to cut an amazing heel promo, talking about how she's going to go to Raw and expects to be handed the Raw Women's Championship after Ronda just set it down at Stephanie's feet. Without a doubt, one of the best heels we have right now. Not better than Daniel Bryan, but definitely one of the best. I'm giving this segment an 8 because her delivery as a heel is just awesome. She is definitely Ric Flair's daughter. Speaking of the Nature Boy, the fact that Charlotte didn't make mention of Rick's beating by Batista at the end of Raw only solidifies her as a heel in my book. So now we have Rusev and Shinsuke Nakamura versus Aleister Black and Ricochet. Giving this a 6. As previously stated, the outcome was predictable. The match was good. The match was really good. But the outcome was predictable, and then they're burying Shinsuke and Rusev, and I don't like that. So AJ's being interviewed backstage, and then he's confronted by Randy Orton. So apparently rumors are true. We're going to be getting Orton and AJ at WrestleMania, which is pretty cool. It's not really the match I was hoping for AJ, but I guess Shawn Michaels really is retired, so AJ versus Orton should be pretty cool. Looking forward to seeing that. This, along with the Lacey Evans segment, which came right afterwards. Again, I'm so sick of this Lacey Evans stuff. And not because of Lacey, because of what they're doing with her. It's like, you guys have been doing this for weeks now. Let's do something different with her. All right, let's switch this up. So, both these two things together, I'm just going to give it a 4. Anxious for the Orton-Styles match, but they really need to do something different with Lacey. In the main event is Kevin Owens and Kofi Kingston teaming up to take on Daniel Bryan and Rowan. And hey, Kevin Owens and Kofi win. This was a solid match. It was a very, very good match. Kevin gets the victory over the champ, which rightfully so. And I like how Daniel Bryan keeps putting people over, like Kofi and Kevin and Mustafa Ali even. I mean, Daniel Bryan's he's awesome. Daniel Bryan is truly awesome. It was a good main event. Giving it a 7. It definitely held up. I was half expecting Kevin to attack Kofi at one point. Kind of glad it didn't. I want to see how Kevin Owens' face run will go for a little while. I mean, he's a great heel, don't get me wrong. I love him as a heel. But I'm curious to see how a face run with Kevin Owens will go for a little bit. Rowan was used appropriately. He wasn't used too much, wasn't used too little. He was used exactly how he should be used. I like that. And of course, Daniel Bryan, brilliant as always. Kofi Kingston, fans were all over the place for him. They love this guy right now, and rightfully so. I mean, he absolutely is somebody who deserves to be in the main event picture. So I'm going to throw a quick prediction out there for next week on what's going on with Kofi Kingston. Either something's going to happen to where he's going to be put into the match with Daniel Bryan and Kevin Owens to make it a triple threat, or he's going to be put in a match at Fastlane to determine the number one contender to face Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. And not only will Kofi win that match, but he will win the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. Calling that right now. One of those two things is going to happen. I am strongly aiming for Kofi winning the title at WrestleMania. So overall, I'm going to give this episode of Smackdown Live a 6. I want to thank you guys for watching. Stay tuned for more coming soon. A lot more coming soon. Visit me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Patreon. Appreciate any support you guys give me. Thanks. Have a great day, guys.